If you want to get ready with me using the Subculture palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and if you saw the teaser, you know we are getting ready today. I don't know if you're getting ready, but you're certainly getting ready with me. And I thought I would do a couple things. I'm using a palette from the 7 palettes selected for the Christmas palettes I was going to be using. And that is the Subculture palette, but I'm not going to be using it right away. Obviously, it's a get ready with me. I have nothing on my face except for skincare, which I'll show you in a second. And what I'm going to be doing at the same time as I'm applying makeup and talking about that stuff, I am going to be doing a tag. And the tag is my makeup journey tag. So it's a little bit of a 2-for-1 for you today on this New Year's Eve. And for Subculture, I did do a look yesterday with Electric and Rowdy for the most part, and some of Dawn. But I'm going to be mixing it up and using different colors today. So, and if I have a picture at the ready for the look I did yesterday, I'll put it right here. I may not have access to it yet. And it's going to be that kind of a day. I had just started filming, as you know, because we've just started the video and my battery was saying I need to get charged. So yeah, hopefully the angle looks the same. The struggles are real some days, but let me show you the skincare that I applied already to my face. First off, there is the Pixie Glow Tonic. I just finished the Pixie Rose Tonic, and I'm very happy to be back to this one. It is my preferred option. But the other one was part of a gift set, and I had a chance to, for a really great price after Christmas last year, to give it a shot, so I did. But yeah, I prefer this one for sure. And apparently I want to be really glowy because I'm also using the Truth Serum by Ole Henriksen. I really love this stuff. This is one of the few skincare items I have a backup. That and the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. Say that 3 times fast. I have those for sure as a backup. I really, really love this serum. And once a year it comes in the 3.4 ounce bottle, which is what I have as a backup for this because it comes out at around Christmas. And this one is 1.7, so the other one is twice this size. And I keep it in its box, tucked away from light, because this is light sensitive. And actually, I'm showing it to you now, but it's going to go back in my cupboard back here as soon as I am done with it, with this video, obviously. And finally, I have the Genius Cream from Algenist, which I am doing a brand new Focus Skincare edition on Algenist. If you want to see all the products I'm using, you can go right here. So that is what I have so far. Next up, I'm going to do the step 1 from Makeup Forever. This is a sample of the smoothing primer, and that's what I'm going to use today. And it has a beige opaqueness to it, so it has a little bit of color correction, I think, along with the smoothing. And the only other thing I have on my face is the Wet n Wild Crystal Clear gloss that I have on my lips. And I'm happy to say that is going to be in my empties this month. Spoiler on that. Okay, so I'm just smoothing where I have pores, so right around my nose, right around here, and on my chin. And it feels really good. I like the mattifying and I like the smoothing. I like both of them. So pretty much any Makeup Forever, Smashbox, and Benefit primers, I tend to like them. So they all work for me. Hence my use of samples, many samples. Okay, next up we are going to go with my Smashbox SPF 30 CC Cream in Light. And I just put some in my hand, just like that. And I'm going to mix it in with the Dermablend Glow Creator Drops, which I have depotted into the Cover FX little sample guide here because I like the dropper. The Dermablend Glow Creator was just in a little sample bottle that you had to dump out, but you can't get the cream product from the bottom. So I'm going to see if I can Still get some out because it's almost empty. Got one drop. Let's see if I can get another one. I don't know if you could see the last time I did it, so I'm just pushing the air out, trying to get product in, and then dumping it over the Smashbox. Geez, I'll try one more time, but it's getting pretty empty. Just adds a little bit of glow to the Smashbox CC cream. Yeah, it is on its last legs. That's nice because I'm doing the rolling project pan, which I believe this one is in, and yeah, I'm done. I can't get more product out, so this is what it looks like when it's all said and done. All this stuff in my palms, and I go a lot more on the bottom of my face than I do on my forehead. I don't find that I need very much coverage on my forehead. So I finish up with it. I'm not big on having a ton of coverage. And I say this having purchased a few months ago a couple of foundations from Urban Decay when they were releasing their new one. I don't even remember what they're called. There's one of the two is the all-nighter foundation. There's one that's really high coverage, and I'm thinking, well, for filming, it's probably a good thing if I'm trying to go super glam. But in my day-to-day, I don't usually do that. Okay, so I'm patting all over. Oh, some on my finger, that's why. I don't know if you saw there was a blob that showed up there. Okay, since my hands are my tool, I'm going to wash them and be right back. And I said I was doing a tag, and I haven't started it yet, but just to let you know, I'm putting on the Boing Airbrush Concealer in number 2. And the tag I'm going to be doing is the My Makeup Journey tag by Annette's Makeup Corner. And there are 10 questions in this tag. And let's get started with number 1. So number 1 is, how old were you when you started wearing makeup? So I was 14. And that was a question I got in a previous tag. So if you've seen a bunch of my tag videos, you would have heard this answer already. So my apologies for the repeat if you've heard it already, but I was 14. Although I got a mascara from one of my mom's colleagues for Christmas, and I was 12, and I was not allowed to wear makeup yet. So my mother, it was a green mascara, and I was so excited, and my mother threw it away because I was too young. So that sucked. But I respect the fact that my mom didn't want me to do that yet. But when I was 14, I was able to wear liner, mascara, and technically I could wear whatever I wanted to, but I was just babysitting and starting a part-time job, so liner and mascara and some lipstick was pretty much the only thing I wore for quite a long time, actually. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to go around my nose as well. I've got those little red capillaries to hide. If there's a makeup item apart from lipstick that I reapply throughout the day, it's definitely concealer right around this area. Because every time you blow your nose, you can displace that product pretty easily. So that and a powder, especially if I'm doing something that I would consider important, serious, want to look your best, that's what I'll do. So yeah, I was 14 when I officially started wearing makeup. And I really wanted to. I have enjoyed the idea of eye makeup, like the eyeshadow, for a really, really long time before I could wear it. It was mostly a monetary issue for me to be able to afford eyeshadow, to be quite frank. Number 2 is kind of fun. It's, have you gone through any makeup phases you look back on now and think, what WTF was I doing? I'm pretty lucky that way. I don't think that I did anything really weird. Going to get some powder now. I knew I would forget something. I forgot to take out some powder, so I just reached back behind the camera into my drawer and got the Hourglass Veil setting powder. And we'll do that right now, just under my eyes. Not very, very much. I'm using very, very little. And the Hourglass Veil is the one that I use to set my under eye and around my nose. I find this Smashbox CC cream dries pretty nicely, and in the winter I don't really want to use more than that. I was powdering all around, and I'm just finding it's not a good idea for me anymore. The T-zone is pretty much all that I do right now. I almost forgot to do this, but that's as far as I go. So thinking back, WTF, what was I doing? I really don't, just to close off on that, I really can't think of anything. I was pretty good with what I chose. I wore some funky color lipsticks, but I do still today, and I don't think it's weird. So yeah, that would be maybe for a more conservative makeup lover, would be something that would be considered weird, but I never had any problem wearing deep lipstick or that kind of a thing. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is bronzer. So I've got a bronzing brush and the Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced. And I need a mirror. I'm going to use the Anastasia Subculture mirror to do this. And I need 2 hands. Never mind. I'm going to use the mirror just under you, under the camera. Now this is a little bit deep for me for every day during the winter, but for filming it works really well, and I'm doing a lot of filming today, so that works just fine. Okay, I'm very slow at this. Number 3, let's look at number 3. Have you ever been in a makeup rut where you did the same look for a very long period of time? Can we say my 20s? I was wearing pretty much, I was a fan of makeup, but I was wearing a lot of the same. Well, when I was a teenager, I wore more different stuff. I was in love with Ultima 2 was the makeup it was called. Really in love with it, but every single shadow was 20 bucks back then. I remember going to Shoppers Drug Mart and getting the Ultima 2 individual powders. I got a cream, I got a mustard yellow, I had a brown, I forget what other colors, but man, each one of those was precious because I did not have much money at all. But even back then I liked bougie makeup, but because I was buying so little, I wasn't as concerned about price or that kind of thing. Going into the same bronzer, I'm just changing my brush. I'm going to go on the sides of my nose. So yeah, that was number 1. I bought that. I bought mascara, but I was really into the high-end stuff, I won't lie. And I had some lip glosses from Lancôme, from Estee Lauder. Yeah, I was I liked the high-end stuff right from the beginning. I didn't have very much cheap stuff. The only thing years later that I bought, because I just stopped for whatever reason, my skin was always a problem. I ended up buying this huge mega palette Christmas thing from Quo, and that was drugstore, and I ended up having that for a good, I'd say 10 years in my 20s. So I was actually high-end in my teens, went to drugstore in my 20s, and then in no joke, 20s and 30s. I guess I kept that palette for 10 years for sure. Maybe I was 30 when I bought that quo, because I think, yeah. When I started the YouTube channel, I figured it was about 10 years old, and I've decluttered it. Obviously, it's ridiculously old. It was ridiculously old. But yeah, no, I don't have a great answer to that question, to be honest. Makeup red, yep. I was using a lot of golds. I was using like rose gold, yellow gold on the inner to center lid, just very basic on the rest of the lid. You could call it a makeup red, but I was working ridiculously long hours and I couldn't be bothered to spend more than 15 minutes on my makeup every day. And I didn't do foundation or anything like that. I never really had problem skin when it comes to blemishes, so I never bothered with foundation or anything. I did do blush, never really knew anything about bronzer, so didn't do that. And once in a while I did do my eyebrows, and I would bother with lipstick whenever I remembered, but I was not a constant lipstick person like I am now. So first ever high-end purchase, I answered that, right? That was the Ultima 2 compacts, and really kind of went high-end before I went drugstore, which I think is weird for a lot of people, but that's the reality. Let's get back to makeup here for a little bit, as in what's on my face. I'm going to use the Zero pencil on my upper waterline. I like to do that sooner than later because I feel washed out until I put it on. So I'm going to do that right now. I always think I look so weird when I'm doing this, but we all do, I guess. And it's almost guaranteed. I don't know if this happens to everybody, but I get it up here where it doesn't belong. It just seems to skip to my upper lid for some reason. I have like a weird jog on my eyelid shape, and it seems to skip onto my upper lid. No idea why. And it always transfers to the lower lid, so I only bother with the upper lid. And the Perversion from Urban Decay doesn't do that, but I'm trying to finish this Zero pencil, and unfortunately I have 2 more of these. They came as part of sets. This was a full size, so I'm working on it. I'm doing a good job, I think. Black liners take forever to use up. I had a Marc Jacobs blacker, and I thought, my gosh, how long is this going to last? I mean, I'm thankful in some ways, but not when I don't particularly like one. Okay, so we have that done. Let's do brows next. I have this brow beater in taupe from Urban Decay. Number 5, what makeup items have you repurchased the most, and how long has it been in your rotation? I would say that mascara is probably the makeup item that has been in my rotation the longest, and I am not specific on a given brand, or haven't been in my history of wearing makeup. I used for quite a while Maybelline mascara. I do have a couple of favorites now, but I'm never against trying different mascaras. So if I were to say what my favorites are right now, I would say the Monsieur Big from Lancôme and the Stila Huge. But I am under no illusion that these can be displaced just because I haven't tried all the mascaras under the sun. And I do love the fact that mascaras are often a sample that we can get from different companies, and I will keep trying different companies because you don't know what you don't know. And there isn't, I don't think, a big barrier to changing out our mascara, unlike maybe some other beauty products that we're concerned about trying. At least for me, I don't feel there's a high risk in purchasing a mascara. I do have a big problem with paying $30 for high-end mascaras. I just refuse. I won't do it. So I wait until either I get samples or that a mascara that I am coveting is on super sale. So I like the mascara kits if you want to try a bunch of high-end mascaras, but really they come as samples with purchase so often that very often we can just use those all year long, which is what I'm planning on doing this coming year. I have enough mascara to last me all year, I think, through samples alone. Oh, and another one I should mention, a drugstore mascara as well that I really like, and that's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Really like that one. And the waterproof version is really good as well. And you can get it on sale for $7.99 Canadian, and then Shoppers points on top of it, so it can be a really good deal. Shoppers is the equivalent of Ulta here in Canada, if you're not familiar with what I'm saying. Well, I am getting a lot more comfy doing my eyebrows in front of you. I gotta say, and it's looking, I think it's looking okay. A little bit of splotchiness here, but getting there. Okay, what other item? I buy a lot of lip balm. I love the Burt's Bees lip balm, but I don't know if that would be considered makeup. But I love it at night. Right now I'm using a lot of lip gloss and tinted lip balms from different companies to use at night, just to use up my lip products as opposed to buying anything new. But if I have the opportunity, sure, Burt's Bees is my go-to lip balm. Number 6 is, what do family and friends think of your makeup obsession? Let's start with my husband, who I am shocked that he hasn't had more of a comment or thing to say about it. I think that he sees how serious I am about makeup, and the fact that I have this channel, I think it's hard to argue that I don't make good use of what it is that I'm purchasing. And I think that that is good. I think that if I had this much makeup, all of my palettes are here, by the way. I've got some up above on another shelf, but most of my palettes you can see right here. And face palettes are down here. And might as well finish. And lipsticks are here and here. For the most part, I have backups of things in a couple of train cases for skincare and makeup, and a lot of them are samples I've received, that kind of thing, that I still consider backups. But yeah, most of my collection is right behind me, so you can see exactly what I have. And to me, that's a little bit of a good thing, because I keep in mind just how much I have. And it does make me consider more closely maybe how much I intend to buy, because I don't want to go beyond what I have here for my personal use. I buy stuff for friends and family, but as far as what I use myself, I want it all to fit behind me or in the drawers, the two drawers, the one behind the camera here and the one right there. I want to make sure that all of my makeup that I'm using actively fits in those areas. As far as friends, I would say that friends enjoy the fact that I can make recommendations and give them samples here and there when I get extras of things. And I do tend to be able to help if I want to suggest a product like a primer or a mascara or something. I can often take out the sample and give somebody a sample to try. And I do save a lot of samples to do that and to give away. And I do give a lot of samples away when I do a giveaway on this channel as well. Just because I think it's nice to be able to try things without having to buy them. Okay, so I think I've got my brows reasonably done, and I'm going to use the brow gel now to finish it off. I definitely am not for lack of brows, that's for sure. And I'm happy with that, but I won't lie, there's a lot of tweezing involved. I have brows that come right down to here, and my brow hair will come down to here. It's insane. I have so much eyebrow hair, and that's my dad. I got that from my dad. Number 7 is what or who inspires the way you do your makeup. I don't really have a specific person. I actually think my makeup style has been pretty much the same since I was a teenager. Just following my eye shape. I guess my eye shape is my inspiration for my makeup look. I'm going to use this Smashbox blush brush, and I'm going to go into this blush right here. This is the Lancome Holiday Set in the warm option. I really, really love these sets. I'm going to be talking about this set in particular in an upcoming video in the next few days, actually. I really, really, really like these two palettes, the warm and the cool. I have both, and I love them both a great deal. But because I'm using the Subculture today, which tends to be more the warm, grungy look, I'm going to be using this blush, or I am using. I guess it's a little late to say to be using because it's on my face. But I really, really enjoy this palette. They're so good. Last year's palette, face palette, and eyeshadow palette from Lancome was good. This year, with them going for a cool option and a warm option, I think they really did a fantastic job. And speaking of holiday sets, I'm going to be using a highlighter from a separate holiday set, the Elizabeth Arden highlighter, which I've talked about ad nauseum on this channel. I really, really enjoy it. I think it's beautiful. On each cheek. And this is not the perfect brush, but I'm going to put it on my nose as well. It's a great brush for cheeks, but not as good for the nose. Okay, that's what I'm going to do there. Okay, next question. Number 8 is describe your current makeup style in 3 words. 3 words. We're getting into the Subculture palette, by the way. 3 words. Before getting into the palette, how about doing some eye primer? Oops. Okay, 3 words. Makeup style. Unapologetic would be 1. I'd like to say creative. I think I try different combinations. I'm not too worried about trying something that's weird. So unapologetic, creative. I don't know what the 3rd word would be. Okay, I've got my eye primer. I'm just going to set it. Do you have the same problem? I have my brush holder right in front of me, right? And I'm looking for my big crease brush, which is the Brush Pro 5. Yeah, Studio Pro 5 from BH Cosmetics, my favorite big fluffy brush. And it's right in front of me and I can't find it. And it happens to me so often. Anyway, I'm going into the Hoola Light right here. And that is going to be the powder that I'm going to use to set my NYX eyeshadow base in 03, which is the primer I'm using. I'm not very fussy on primers. That's the one that I've decided to use. I just don't like, I've found, because I've been using the Urban Decay Sin, trying to finish a sample of it. I don't like shiny primers unless I forgot what I was saying, so I apologize. But yeah, memory card, insufficient space, it just killed the video. But okay, so we've got the eyes primed. And the next question is, what pushed me to start my YouTube channel? And it's my love of makeup, really is. And there's nobody really in my friends, my close friends who are into makeup, although I'm changing that because I'm apparently an influence on them. I have two friends of mine now who are regulars at Sephora, and one of them admitted to me that she was rouge this year, and I was like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But yeah, getting into makeup in a big way. Okay, so this palette, what am I going to use? I want to do something a bit different, and I'm thinking of using, just see if I can get Cube to look all right. Yeah, I think so. Let's go with All Star and Cube as a starting point. We'll see if we do more. And I'm actually going to try to use the brush that comes with the palette. I usually don't do that, but what the heck? Let's go in and see. So yeah, it's I don't have very many people in my day-to-day life to talk makeup to, and I really appreciate the engagement on YouTube. And I was really scared to start. I actually got my channel created not April a year ago, but 2 years ago. That's when I had my YouTube channel, and I didn't start creating content until January of the next year, if I'm not mistaken. No, June. No, I had the YouTube channel in the fall of the previous year and then waited until April to film. I think all the dates are getting jumbled, but look at how effortless that is. Really? I mean, geez. I went in once and I'm blending through over my lid in general. Like, that's so easy. That's so easy. Oh my goodness. Why don't I use this palette more? I love it every time I use it. Again, I'm rummaging through and I can't find my brush, but finally I have. This is my angled brush from, I was going to say Smashbox, Sephora. I'm going back into All Star and I want to bring it down to my lower lash line. Not very much, just a little bit. So yeah, I have two folks, at least right now, who are getting, I guess who are really big into makeup. One person I used to have as a personal training client, and I started just giving her some samples of different things because she wanted to get a little bit more into makeup. And then I also, another, I guess, personal training client of mine who's very much into dance. And so I gave her a few makeup items and makeup tips for a few of the things she was doing. And I gave her a few palettes of mine that I knew she could get a lot more use out of because she is big into cool tones. So for example, the Lancôme Holiday 2018 palette is one that is in her arsenal now, and it looks great on her, so it was a perfect match. And she said she really likes it, so that's a nice thing to hear. She was even wearing it at the Christmas party that we hosted on the 28th. If you're curious to know what we do for Christmas, I'll put the video right here. We host a big party with family and friends. Add a little bit here to match. Okay. Angled brush again on the other side. So yeah, apart from those two folks, I don't really have any makeup friends, although there are a couple of YouTubers that I know live in my city of Winnipeg, in Manitoba, Canada. And so I've been thinking of reaching out to them because I think it would be nice to have coffee, talk at least by email with some folks who live nearby. It would be nice. Okay, so that was All Star, and I'm super happy with how that turned out. I want to use Dawn on the brow bone. So Dawn is right here. So let me change brushes. I'm going to use a nice fluffy brush for the brow to get into Dawn. Just a little bit on the brush. It's a deeper color, but should be okay. I'm probably going to go in with electric afterwards. I might, I'm not sure yet. Okay, I'm okay with that. It's a little deep, but I'm okay with that. And now I want to go into, I think I'm going to go in with a, I think I'm going to go right into Cube. So Cube can be problematic. It's the only color that I sometimes have trouble with. But let's see if I can pick it up on my finger and put it on the inner to center lid. Oh yeah, I'm getting some. Has an iridescence to it that's really kind of cool. It's really kind of a unique color. Boy, I'm really moving it in the pan. Trying to get as much on my finger as I can. I did a brown and yellowish green look yesterday with Subculture, so I was trying to do something pretty different today. And I think I succeeded. Okay, I'm liking it. I need to do a little cleanup underneath my eyes and clean my fingers because I have cube all over my fingers. This brush to brush away a little bit of fallout. Okay, I am happy with it. I'm going to do liner and mascara. This is one of the rare occasions where I'm going to do it right on camera. And so just to finish up on question number 9, it was really the connection that pushed me to do a YouTube channel and wanting to share my love of makeup without having as many people around as I would like in real life to do it. And I'm being very lazy. I'm just using the 0 again on my upper lash line. Going a little thicker on the outer lid lash line. It doesn't hurt that I'm trying to use up this liner, right? Might as well use it. Okay, that looks all right. And we're going to go into mascara. And I'm going to use the Lancome Hypnose. And it's one of the mascaras that I got in the Lancome kits. This one was in the cool version. Définicile is the one that was in the warm version. Got a hair here somewhere. Okay. All right, let's do the lashes. And I'm really, really happy to have started my YouTube channel. I have had a chance to interact with so many people. I've done 3 collabs so far, which I am super jazzed about, and it's been a wonderful experience, to be quite frank. There's a lot more love than it is lack of love on YouTube, and I'm really grateful for that. What I mean by collabs that I'm counting are collabs one-on-one with other YouTubers. I've certainly done projects that were with multiple people, but as far as one-on-one collabs, I've done 3 of them, and I've really enjoyed it. And I have some YouTubers that I communicate with outside of YouTube, so to me, I've got some new friends, and that's awesome. This is going to be a really long video. Last question. Do you think you'll still be on YouTube in 3 years from now? Yes. How's that? I didn't even have to think about it. Yes, I will be on YouTube 3 years from now. I intend to make this part of my lifestyle. Now, I may not be posting every day. Right now I'm posting at least every day. And if I miss some days, I'm posting extra videos. And as a matter of fact, I'll be saying in another tag video coming up in the next few days exactly how many videos I put up this year. And it's insane. I just about fell off my chair when I found out what it was. It was above what I thought the number was going to be. And I should know, right? I'm the one with the upload schedule. I should know how many videos I'm uploading. Okay, blobby mess, must fix. Must fix. Oh crap. Oh no. Hang on. Well, it's as real as it gets. Sometimes the hypnose, and I have been using it for a while, but it gets blobs. And if you get it on the second or going on to second-ish third coat, it will just stick and clump a bunch of lashes together. And I think I was able to fix it. Doesn't look like I was fixing anything, so I think that's okay. But that is, I'm going to leave my eyes. I'm not going to do anything else. Whew, that was a little bit of a stressful situation. Okay, now we need some lips. And for lips, I'm going to use a product that I'm almost done with. And it is the Buxom Cire Royale, or Cire Royale, I guess. And you'll see there's just a little bit on the bottom, but the doe foot applicator can't reach anymore, so it is pretty much dry. And what I do is, sorry, that was blurry. It's pretty much dry. You can just see there's a tiny bit on the tip, but that's it. And so what I do is, these are great. I use a bamboo stick to go at the bottom and scoop out some of that product I can't reach anymore. And then I put it on the doe foot. Hopefully that's in focus. There we go. Just put it on the doe foot and then use the doe foot as I would normally to apply the lip product. Now when a product is, and so there we go, when a product is at this point where I can't get at it with the normal component itself, I do consider it done. But if I like the product, I don't see why I wouldn't use some tactics to get to everything that is in the container. So these little bamboo skewers are fantastic for that, and they stay hygienic because as you're using them, you can just cut them down because they're a lot longer than the product is, if you can see that. So as I've used the top, let's say for a day or two, I'll just cut it and just keep going down. It works really well. So little beauty hack right there. I think it's a good match, right? And just to finish it off, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Fix as my setting spray, but I won't spray it right in front of the camera because what I've found is it messes with some of the palettes I have back there and I have to end up cleaning what's behind me. So I'm going to get up and spray that and be right back. I realize you didn't get to see the spray, but I will fan. I am very generous with the setting sprays. And I like the Maybelline Master Fix, and I really don't have much of an issue between high-end and drugstore sprays. I'll just go back and forth, whichever. I did do a setting spray battle of the brands. If you're curious, I'll put it right here for you. So that is it. That is the final look using the Subculture by Anastasia. And just a reminder of the colors I used was All Star, Dawn, and Cube. And I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's quite pretty. It's almost like a modern Renaissance look, right? How would you ever think that it came from Subculture? I love these shadows. I really do. And as a reminder, I used the brush that comes with the palette for most of the eyeshadow application today. For some reason, I didn't use this one for the bottom lashes. I think it was just out of habit. I went to my angled brush, but I definitely could have. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed the answers to the tag today, which again is my makeup journey tag. If you want to leave some answers to some of those tag questions in the comments, I would love it. Also, let me know what you think of my makeup application, what you think of the colors I chose, the final look. I would love to hear as always. If you want to know anything else that I'm wearing in any video, you can always find it in the description box, including my nail color today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. Given it is the end of the year, I wish you all the best, everything you wish for, everything you desire, everything that you have planned for 2020. I really think it's going to be a big year. But for now, take care.